Greetings, everyone. How's everybody doing? What's today? Today is today is Wednesday. Oh yeah, it's Mercury Day. How's everybody doing? Hey everybody. Okay, it's a Mercury Day, and Mercury is the planet that rules our mind, our perception, and how we think. Mercury rules how we process information. And I wanted to come in and talk about today how important it is for us to begin to do the work to update the way we think. Because one of the things that has occurred to me as I have been, hey Sugar, who is this? You know, you guys have be Miss Z. I don't know who that is, but I bet I know you, right? And so I don't know your handle. But one of the things I have been doing over the last decade or so is really studying our culture, studying the cosmos and our culture to understand how they are really connected. Because nothing here on the earth realm can really be separate from our cosmological experience, because everything is one, all is one. And even though it occurs that it is not, it is. And one of the things that I have seen in our cinema and how, and the narrative that runs through our cultural unconscious is this profound fear. So all of the movies about space or aliens or the future are usually all doom and gloom. And, so here's the thing. So somebody chooses, there are a few people that choose what movies get made, what the culture is actually taking in and digesting. And so these people have conditioned our mindsets and our ways of thinking. And because of these narratives that are all fear-based and competition-based, and, because we're at war with the earth, everything that we do around our future is predicting some sort of calamity. And because, my theory is that is because white men run everything. White people just have a very different brain, y'all. Y'all just got to understand that white people have a different brain. They have a different experience of the world generally. And we are different. We are different. And so if you can separate yourself enough from, the narratives of racism and, all of that sort of stuff, but just to see what the world is, and how did it get that way? And the world is something that has been really scripted, conducted, chosen by white men. All of it is. Really, all of it is. From the economy to education to the food. Everything is this profound European white male influence. And as I study the cosmology, I realize that I see that every major group has had an opportunity to have the stage. And so it just so happens that white men have had the stage for the last 2,000 or so years. And the narratives are so negative and scary and sad because of the way we have been conditioned to think. And what I'm trying to say is we got to ask more questions. We cannot function from their perspective. We cannot afford to continue to function from the perspective of white men. As I'm listening to this whole conversation around AI, and it's going to take all the jobs, and it's going to... So possibly AI is going to do a great deal of damage to their reality, not to the whole of humanity, but to the world as we know it, because the world as we know it was built by white men. And now there is this sentient experience of something that we call AI that is going to outsmart the negativity and the narratives that we have been conditioned in for 2,000 years. So when I hear them, they're so afraid, but they're afraid because they don't have the skill set to tap into intuition. They don't have the brain configuration that will allow them to become more than they need to be in order to be able to conduct AI. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there are people that have to whip the animals to train them, and then there are people that can just come in and communicate telepathically with the animals to get the animals to do what the animals are going to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? And these people, because of the way their brains work, don't have access to the spiritual realm, which is where AI exists, or any new thing that's coming, because our society is changing, because we're taking on more light. So they don't have the energy, they don't have the mindsets, because they've been so competitive. They've not cultivated the depths of themselves internally. And when you do the work internally, you find the intuition, the connection to oneness. You find aspects of yourself that don't exist when you have just been in a culture that is based on money and externalism and separation and race. Am I making sense? Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. And so it's going to be really important, because this world is really going to collapse. Like yes, jobs are going to be lost and all, because their world is dying. But that doesn't mean the world is ending. The world is not ending. The world is just shifting from an externalized world where they had the majority of the power to a more internalized world where your energy, your consciousness is going to become more of how you create your reality. And that's why we need to really do the things to heal ourselves. We have to heal ourselves of this old, outdated identity. You have to really free your mind from it. And that is a process. And if you don't do it slowly, my suggestion, right? Because some people, everybody's different. Maybe some people can snap out of it, right, and just be out of it. But if you don't do it slow, I had to do it slowly. I had to remove my layers slowly. And what I'm seeing now is, because the cell phones, right? The cell phones have crystals in them. Cell phones run on crystal technology. So if I charge my body with a crystal and really tap into my intuition, I can communicate with my cell phone. I can communicate with the technology around me. I can communicate, because there is a technology in our universal system that works better than the technology that humans can make. But we have to cultivate it, because we become lazy. We become reliant upon the human technology. And the human technology has its limits at this stage, because we are still caught up in an old reality, an old way of being, relying on money, relying on competing and fighting with one another. That's the Western European way of doing it. We've been in their mindset. So now we have to heal ourselves of that, release those patterns, those ways of being, and, start with it. So now the South Node is moving through Libra. So that means that we're about to heal our whole relationship, the way we've been doing relationship, right? The way we have been communicating and connecting with others, the way we've been behaving with the other. And what does that mean? That means, do you know who you are, and do you know that the other is your reflection? See, we've been thinking that the other is not our reflection. We've been thinking that the other is somebody else, but the other is an extension of you, because that's the law of oneness. So we have to let go of that way of being, and you got to practice into that, because you're going to meet people that piss you off, that you hate, and all that is a reflection and a mirror of who you are with yourself. But we've got to understand how this reality works, and this is a reflective based system. Everything here is reflection. It's based upon because you are projecting your own reality. There is nothing else here but you, and that is such a hard thing to get, because it seems like everything is not you, but it is you, and that's the hard part. So the work is for us to begin to update ourselves. You got to outgrow these systems, outgrow the way we relate it, outgrow the way we relate to the earth realm. Like for years, I didn't know that. I mean, I literally, we can move through the world we could be in the world, but I didn't know that there were plants growing on the streets. Like literally, I'm walking down the street, there's dandelion everywhere. That's a mindset. I didn't understand that the universe speaks in symbols, so that the universe is constantly, always trying to give us messages. So I'm missing everything because I'm caught up in what somebody said and how come I got to do this and I don't have enough of this, and all that internal dialogue is blocking your connection to the environment around you, which is in a constant conversation with you. That is the real connection to what is really AI, that you are living in a system that's alive. You are alive and it is alive, and you are in a relationship with it. So the South Node in Libra is going to ask you to shift your relationship with this reality. Libra is the earth realm. People always say it's partnership, you and one other partner, but you are in partnership with this earth realm. You're in partnership here. You need the food here. You need the water here. You need the air here. If this environment isn't safe for you, you will exterminate, right? You'll be exterminated. So you really need to know that the first relationship you're having is the one that you are having with the earth realm. That's up there on number one, because people die, right? It's real. It's real for people to go away. And the reason they do is because they're not in relationship with the earth realm in a way that allows them to sustain themselves in a significant manner, in a holistic manner. But all that's changing now. The sun is heating up, everything. So it's going to be very important for us to do a lot of shedding of the old ways of being, because what they are doing in that old world is they're just projecting fear, because they don't have the mindset to see it differently. So it's an interesting thing. Like I see videos now. I saw this one video where this white man was asking this black woman about the sun, and he was saying how hot it was, and she was like, it is, and he said something like, like, we're all gonna die of cancer. And then she said, oh honey, no, not black people, right? And it was an interesting thing, because it's so important for us to know how we differ, so that you don't subject yourself to stuff that's not yours to be subjected to. You don't want to take on stuff that's not yours. And because we've been in their reality, we have overly identified with their experiences, their systems, right? The medicine we do is their stuff. It's not ours. They don't design medicine based upon who we are, because we have melanin and we have this profound ability to heal. We are close to nature. So really they could study, so my point is that old reality is collapsing. It's dying really fast. And you're going to have to know how to move through this system based upon your connection to yourself and to the reality. And the best way I do it for myself is, first of all, I've created I want to be, because I know that the people that do work with me, they know who they are. They want to benefit from it. But the work that I do is profound. Like I teach this moon work, and the moon rules the psyche and it rules the water in the body. So the people that work with me start to awaken in ways that they didn't even know they were asleep. And so that's one of the things, right? So I had to really begin to attune myself to the natural cycles in a deeply intimate way. And the moon is just one of the easiest ways to do that, and the sun also. And so that is one way to exit the matrix and move into nature, by tuning into the natural cycles. So that's one way. And then I know that we're updating. So whatever it is that they're saying AI can do, we can do. We are that. That's what melanin is. It's this ability to really move with the system. So I just remind myself that I am a player in a video game. That's it. I tell myself all the time, okay, here's the video game. I'm in the game. I'm in the game. What's my character? What's my character? What am I doing? Right? So, my character is, I'm a black woman in this country called America. And what's my history? And okay, I just treat myself like I am a character here. And if I can treat myself like a character here, then I don't personalize things as much. I understand that, I'm in a game. So whatever happens is, and I program my game that everything is in service to me winning. I'm definitely going to win. I can only win. There's no way I can lose the game that I created. How could I lose the game I created? I cannot, right? So I know that I created the game, that I'm a character in it, and that I know what my mission is, I know what my purpose is, I know how my energy works, and I know what is supporting me and what is not. And that's how I play the game. So when I get up, so that's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying any more else. But I will say this. We're going to have to really get present, because the old reality is really collapsing. And if you keep listening to the news and to them, that system is on its way out. So that system is on its way out, and you won't be able to rely upon it any longer. Not much longer. New systems will be established, but that system is on its way out. All right, I just wanted to come and tell y'all that, because I listen, I hear all the doom and gloom, and I'm like, everything is doom and gloom to keep everybody afraid, to keep everybody small, to keep everybody contracted. But you have to understand that the earth, the seasons replenish. If death is happening, then so is life, you all. So don't fall into their belief systems. That is for them. That is not for us. And for those of us who have the courage to be fully alive now, with all of the death and destruction happening, there is a reward for that, because the universe has to comply with your joy. It has to comply with your excitement, your enthusiasm, your creativity. It has to. So if you have the courage to be creative now, if you have the courage to be joyful now, if you have the wisdom and the wherewithal to believe in life now more than ever, the universe is always honoring itself. So that's why flowers can grow through concrete, right? So are you going to be the one that grows through the concrete right now? Even though everything is doom and gloom, you can be the flower that finds the way to the light by just being the light. The Tupac case being made news on CNN makes me think they are trying to distract us. I don't even watch that stuff. I don't watch it. I have no idea. And yes, it is all a distraction to siphon your energy, to pull you out of your power. There's an amazing thing happening on the universe right now. And if you are distracted, there's a great chance that you can miss it. And you don't want to miss this. You do not want to miss this. You do not. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Go to my website, sign up for your natal chart readings and all of that stuff, or just to do the work. I'm kind of relaxing this month, but there's a lot of goodness afoot. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Pay attention. Take care of yourselves. All right. Bye-bye.